What's up, guys? Welcome to Munchkins Gaming, where we take your gaming to the next level. This is Munchkins coming back at you with another Final Fantasy XIV video. Now, first of all, I would like to address why there has been little to no, well, basically no content for the past, 2 months at least, I would say. After, I announced my retirement from the City of Final Fantasy Opera Omnia. I think I released like 1 or 2 videos after that and then just went MIA. First and foremost, that, I actually wanted to wait for a game that I actually want to cover and want to keep playing. And unfortunately, there wasn't any game like that. I've tried a couple of games, but nothing really stuck with me. Nothing really, there were some games that I actually, this is actually pretty good, but then later it just kind of dies out. And it's been hard to find other games that I'm pretty, passionate about. So the other game that was, out and I was passionate about was Final Fantasy XIV. And I actually wanted to continue with my job impressions videos. And then after a month of just not finding anything, I thought, okay, maybe I should start releasing new videos now on Final Fantasy XIV, since I can't really find anything. And I end up getting COVID. Now, I haven't really said anything, in social media and stuff like that. And I just feel like I'm making up excuses more and more. And I know this sounds like an excuse in itself, but after that, I was basically gone for at least a week. I actually got worse, symptoms than my wife did, which she ended up having it first. And so after that, another month, basically another 3 weeks have passed, and I just didn't feel like, making any videos at all. I was tired most of the time. And going back to work, obviously I'm a little bit more tired than I usually do. So anyway, after deliberating about it and still not finding a game that I actually want to cover, I decided to, hey, let's just do a Final Fantasy XIV video and talk about the house that my wife and I won. And maybe do a house tour or something like that. So we've been working on this for about 2 weeks, and I'll be showing you guys around in this video what we've done, and hopefully you guys enjoy. I'll address some of the other stuff later. In the meantime, I think I should just do a quick house tour. So first and foremost, the outside. So we are on a medium-sized house, and as you guys can see, it is the cafe version of the house, which I end up buying because I really wanted a cafe-style house. Unfortunately, there's some things that are quite limiting about it. Like, you can't put anything on these. I wanted to have a retainer or something here. But for the most part, I'm pretty happy how it turned out. I think the outside has more influence on what I did rather than my wife. So a lot of this design outside are pretty much mine. There are some items which she suggested, like this one and this hot tub here. Obviously, gotta have one in every Final Fantasy XIV house, an outside bathhouse. And pretty much these, facing the ocean or the sea. I guess it is the sea, right? It's Ruby Sea. So anyway, a lot of the influence here, the design is mine outside. Obviously, we have the striking dummy. Gotta have one. That's pretty much it for the outside. There's not a whole lot. There's only 30 items you can really put down in a medium-sized house, which is kind of limiting. I thought there would be more, but yeah, there's really nothing else. So let's go inside, which has a lot of influence from my wife. Obviously, I had my input in it as well. But first off, you got, some NPCs here. The book, obviously, if people would like to leave a comment. And I suppose, the summoning bell and stuff like that. So basically the first floor is kind of like where the cafe part of it is, right? You have the seats, you have the cashier. The only thing we don't really have here is like a kitchen, but we kind of felt like it looked ugly if we put a kitchen. You got the band where you play some music. You got boots here. We were planning to put some more stuff here, but with the limited amount of items that we can put it inside the house, we end up not putting like a lot of food. Maybe we were gonna put some more food. We might end up doing that. And this part where the band is was actually a lot more chairs. Excuse me. There was a lot more chairs and tables here. And this was actually a stage. So at the end of it all, we had to scrap it because each and every one of these chairs is an item, basically. It doesn't come in a set. So every time we plop one down, that's another item that we can't put somewhere else. So that was another limiting factor. I really like what we've done here, or what my wife has done here. So yeah, we're still missing one. I think verdant here. My wife wanted to put like a verdant partition, like what these leafy things are. Trying hard to farm that. And as you go downstairs is pretty much going to be like the adult entertainment where the games are. Like we bought these from, obviously with the current event right now with the MGP, we managed to afford like 3 games. There was one game that I really liked, which was the chopping trees, but it was so big that it doesn't really fit here, and it basically ended up showing all the way up to like the next floor, so that didn't really work out. And obviously, I don't know if it's a TV or anything or a window, but it looked really nice, like the Phantasmal, whatever that is. And then you got some books, and obviously the toys, the orchestrion roll, and a little TV here with a lounge, which actually, looking at it, I need to fix that. I'll fix that. I'll try. And then a little up here is like a little private lounge, like a VIP lounge. And got a small aquarium. And yeah, you can sit here and watch from above, like people dancing and stuff like that. I really like how this turned out. I think there's a lot more influence here for what I wanted, and my wife just kind of went with what I wanted here. But this VIP lounge thing up here was her idea. That was really good. Really liked that. Obviously, you got your bartender, and again, there's a whole lot of items missing, which I had here initially. I had more booze and stuff, but we had to take them down. Yeah, you got a little hat hanger here. And this is something I requested from my wife. A little toilet downstairs. It's the only toilet in the house. So you have to go all the way down here. But in any case, that's pretty much it. I actually like how this really turned out. And yeah, that's it for that one. And going up to the second floor is basically, the bedroom and another bath, another bath area here. There's still a few things here like glitching up. We can't seem to move this a little bit further to the right, and it's quite annoying. We've been working on this for 2 weeks. I don't know if I said that already, but yeah, a lot of these are crafted by myself, and yeah, and some of the items obviously bought. Like for example, the items needed to make this Easter indoor pond. We had to buy for me to be able to craft it. But yeah, and a lot of gil has been sunk into this house. I really this area, the second floor, the bedroom, basically, this is all my wife's design. I really like the way she made the phantasmal landscape kind of work. I know that's the Sea of Cloud, and that's the Azim Steppe, but you kind of feel like it's, you know, it's there. You can connect the two. I really liked it. And then obviously you have the beds, the futons, and for some reason we end up with these trick shelves. My wife didn't know that it was actually able to open up, so she didn't know. She asked me to craft it, and I didn't know as well. I'm not really a housing buff, right? And when I put it down, yep, it opens and closes, including this one. I ended up putting like a full something here, just so, you know, there's something to look at, I suppose. The way my wife explains it's the door to Narnia. But you can kind of notice that the second floor is a little bit smaller than the rest of the floors, and the reason why is basically can go through here. I haven't fixed these walls to block this off just yet, but essentially there's a huge space at the back here, and the reason why we end up with this space or moving the walls a little bit forward was because we were running out of items to be able to put down, and it kind of looked like there was a huge space with no items or anything around it, and it kind of felt empty. So I told my wife, why don't we just, you know, kind of make it smaller? We should just push it in and or pull it in, I suppose, and kind of make it a little bit more cozier, right? And that's how it ended up. I still like the way it turned out, though. I really like the way my wife made this. She was like pulling her hair out all the way like 3 a.m. in the morning. Sometimes we end up working on this till like, you know, 3 a.m. and then wake up the next day at 8 a.m. and start all over again. At least for the past 4 days, that's what we've been doing. And I really like how it turned out, you know. Yeah. So that's basically it for the house tour. I suppose the last thing I should really cover is what games I do plan on covering, if there's any, which I didn't say anything about earlier because I didn't want the entire video explaining what I'm going to be working on. So if you guys were here for just the house tour, I hope you enjoyed the video. If not, if you guys want to know a little bit more what's the plan, well, stay a while and listen, right? And no, that's not gonna be, I'm not gonna be doing Diablo Immortal, even though I said that. There's no way I'm doing that. Just the way the monetization of Diablo Immortal is not a game for me. So there's a game that I've been playing, Counterside Global, which I actually played the C version when it first came out. Unfortunately, I didn't really like the C version, and the global version, they fixed most of the stuff that I didn't like. And truth be told, I really liked the game. However, I feel like I'm not knowledgeable enough to give you guys any videos regarding, you know, Counterside Global. Is there a Korean version, and then there's a C version, which are two versions far way ahead than the global version, and I haven't been keeping up with it, so I can't really say anything much. Although I can kind of just go with the flow and let you guys know how global characters are doing and stuff like that. I just don't feel knowledgeable enough, and I don't feel like it's a game that I'm gonna be covering too much. What I mean by that is I don't think I'm going to be playing it for very, very long. Now, I have invested a small amount of money in Counterside Global, which I usually do. When I like a game, I give a little bit, and I enjoy it for what it is. And the same thing can be said with this light. I tried that out. I gave a little bit of money, but at the end of it, I just felt like I didn't like the gacha too much. And there wasn't really things happening, I suppose, at the start. I know they have events now, but there wasn't much to do outside the story, and I don't know. It just kind of fell apart for me. And so the plan is that there's really no plan. There's really no game for me that I really want to focus in right now. And other than Final Fantasy 14, of course. And honestly, there's really not much of content that I can make for Final Fantasy 14 in saying all this, right? It's not like we're on a big patch right now, so I can't really say much regarding that. So I'm a bit of in limbo right now where I don't really know what to make. So don't expect the videos to be consistent, but do expect some videos here and there that I might do. And I'm still trying to get a little bit better. Every now and then I still cough. You'll probably hear it in the video anyway. Like every now and then I just feel like I have to have like a small cough. And yeah, excuse me. There it is. And yeah, hopefully get a little bit better. And there is one game I'm eyeing on, but I'm not sure how it's gonna turn out in this channel. So we'll just have to wait and see. I might just cover like small things here and there in Final Fantasy 14, like like what I did today. Like I just did a quick house tour of what we've done. And yeah, we were lucky enough to win this again out of 20 people. My wife ended up winning. And just to give you guys a little bit of update here and there, at least on my side. And I know I didn't do that, but I just felt like, again, it felt like excuses, but at the end of it all, it is an excuse what I'm doing right now that I haven't released videos, right? So hopefully, in the future, I'll find something. And again, guys, if you guys have any suggestions of games that you think will be really good for this channel, please leave them in the comments below. I think I saw a couple of people telling me to play Exvius and War of Visions or something like that, but I've tried all those games before, and honestly, I'm not a big fan. I don't know if it's all changed now, the way that the gameplay and stuff ended up working, but I'm a kind of person that once you give me a bad impression, it's very hard for me to go back. So hopefully there are some games out there. Anyway, I think I'll end the video right here, guys. Please do remember to click like and subscribe if you haven't already. It does help the channel, and I do really appreciate it, especially for those people who haven't unsubscribed to this channel because of the lack of content. I really do appreciate it, guys. Thank you very much. This is Munchkin logging off. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next level.